Hi, welcome to Sacred Enzyme. I'm Stacy, and we are doing our third video on the series of the ancient history of the dogman and the werewolf and how we all do come from animal avatars. And we're going to prove it, and we're going to prove it with historical documents. So the first thing that I want to start on is we were talking in the last video about Noah and his granddaughters and how we should, his daughter-in-laws, and how we should go back and look and see if there were any dogs on the ark. Okay, well, I'll do you one even better. Okay, so if you look at Noah and you look at Noah's wife came from Cain. Okay, so we have Canaanites, and we've already talked about canines being a word from Canaanite. Canines in Canaanite, because Canaanite people were canine humanoids. Okay, all right, so let's take this back even further. Okay, so let's talk about Saint Christopher for a minute, because Saint Christopher claimed that he was a descendant from Hermanubis, and Hermanubis is a Greco-Egyptian god who ferries the souls of the dead to the underworld. He combines the Greek god Hermes Trismegistus. So are we saying Hermes was a dog man, a werewolf? Let's think about this for a minute. And the Egyptian god Anubis. Okay, we know that Anubis is not exactly a dog. Okay, but he's dog-like. Okay, so could Hermes Trismegistus, thrice great, one of these great thinkers, was he a dog man? I think he might have been. Okay, so Hermanubis is the ancestor of the dog-headed Saint Christopher, who was also a powerful ferryman for travelers. Remember, he transported Jesus. They say he transported him on his back, but maybe he was the ferryman and Jesus needed a ride, and that's how Jesus met Saint Christopher. Maybe what happened to the dog people and the werewolves is that they got stuck in polarity because of the stuff that they were having to do. You know, if you've got werewolves and dog people and they're being protectors, because, that's what we use them for now, right? Companions and protectors. So if they were protecting, they got stuck in polarity because of karma. That's just the law of attraction right there. So maybe they did get stuck in polarity. Some did, some didn't. They got hybridized. Depends on what way that they got hybridized, truthfully. So we've got Noah's wife, who is a Canaanite, okay? And then let's talk about Noah's daughter-in-laws, okay? So it looks, there's some indications here. Okay. So, of course, they've changed the name bunches of times. So, the original name of Shem was Sem, S-E-M, like semen, S-E-M-E-N. So, anyway, his wife's name was Nahalat Ma-Nuk. Now, I know that the word Nuk means something and Ma means something. Okay? So, I'm wondering if she was the one that had some malware in her gene code, because it says that she didn't know she was raised to worship. She raised worshiping false idols, and so it was a religious thing that she was very interested. So I'm going to say that Shem's wife, she had malware code problems. Okay, now Ham, which is C-H-A-M, Cham, like Chimera, could be. Maybe Shem was a hybrid too. Maybe that's what his name meant, Cham. Okay, his wife's name was Zedkat Nabu. Zedkat Nabu. But they changed her name later, and it's Kezia. K-E-Z-I-A. Now, she was a healer. So, I'm going to grant her that because of the healing, and that they also symbolize her in a depiction as having dark skin, I'm going to say that she's Liran, that she was a lion, and that she was a Melchizedek, okay? Japheth, His wife was Erethika, but they changed her name to Rayneth, Rayneh. And I've already talked about Ray, like Ra, Ray. It's Ray and Ra have been misconstrued. Because Thoth's teachings, that is Ray, not Ra. But for some reason, it always gets pronounced Ra, but it's Ray. And so I think that Rayneth came from the bird beings. That she came from the bird beings, which would have been, like the double-headed eagle comes out of that. That you've got, well, you've got Rome that's adopted a lot of the eagle symbolism. So, we've got these bird beings, and I think that they originally started out as birds, and the hybridization came. Then we had different things. Then we had birds coming back in. They were trying to fix their gene codes. And I think this has happened over and over and over again. Every time they flush the toilet, they come back in and they try to put the right programs back in the biological hardware so the meat suits can be occupied, and they can run the right frequencies. Because let's just think about this. We're spirits, right? We're coming into a meat suit, just like the movie Avatar, just like a video game where you're sitting there with a controller and you're doing your avatar and you're walking around in a game. This is real life. This is what we're doing, okay? And it is a magnetic universe. So whatever you're projecting out, if you're hateful, people are going to hate on you. If you're jealous, and you're jealous of others, then, you get back what you give out. You get that kind of jealous, negative energy back from other people. If you're selfish, if you're a selfish person, then you're always going to be wanting something, needing something, because and people are always going to be taken from you. Because when you're stingy, you attract that people will take everything from you one way or another. You're going to attract scarcity when you're stingy. It's the law of attraction. So we sit here and play a video game. We don't even realize that we're controlling our own avatar. We have no idea what we're even doing in this game, what we're here for, where we came from, and what we are, or what we even are. And we're definitely animal hybrids. We have animal avatars, and they go all the way back. I'm thinking that these dog figures and these wolf figures, they started out as the same. They started out as a wolf, and then they hybridized into a dog. And maybe that's why Saint Christopher was moved by Jesus. And maybe that's what Canaanite was, is that the Canaanites had the mark because they weren't a wolf anymore. They were a dog. They went from being a wolf, a majestic wolf, to being a canine. Hybridization. Seriously, think about it. What would the animal be that would hybridize a wolf to a dog? Oh, I just got another thump on my watch. So I know that we're going in the right direction here. So we've got Hermanubis. So and then we get this separation. We get Hermes, we got Anubis. But why is it that we've got the Greeks that are interested in trying to combine these and push this powerful ancestor god? Unless it was something that was from their past that was already there. I mean, come on. We know that Rome got infiltrated. Maybe Rome originally was run by animals. They were run by the lions, the majestic lions. And, it doesn't surprise me that a lot of these races have been oppressed. We've had slavery that's taken up so many of these different ethnic groups. And it's all about their gene codes. It's all about the gene codes. It's targeting gene codes. It's what it's about. It's what it's about. And we gotta separate ourselves from all of the programming and get to the big picture. Because we all come from animals. And it's totally laid out for us in the Bible and all these characters, and we've just not seen it. So we're putting on our glasses, our new glasses. We're putting on our dog glasses. And we're going back and reading the Bible. So this is part 2. This is part 3. The Hermanubis. Hermes Trismegistus, thrice great. Dogman, Wolfman, the Anubis in Egyptian mythology, the Hermanubis, the hybridization of Hermes with the Anubis, 2 bloodlines, Rome. So these had to have been from Lyra. And I know that I've been to Lyra. I've been to Lyra because I've been communicated to by Lyrans. And so I know that these wolf beings, dog beings, all these, this is Lyran. This is the 12th dimensional beings. And Lyra had their planet was destroyed. Their planet got destroyed by hybridized reptilian genetic beings that are in polarity, stuck in polarity. So they lost their homeland, and so they were displaced. So after that, they started traveling. They started traveling through the galaxies, and they went to Orion, they went to the Pleiades, they went to Sirius. This is why we've got so much of this influence throughout everything. So much of this types of animals in history. We've got lions, we've got dogs, we've got wolves, we've got these majestic animals, and these Lyran groups. So anyway, I think this is really interesting. This is all here. This is all here, folks. We're gonna keep reading. We're gonna keep reading, because anybody from Canaan, I'm convinced, is Canaanite. They go back to Lyra. So what do you guys think? Let's go to part 4. Part 4, more on the saga. We're going back to the very beginning with Adam. We're going to find out where the dog genetics come in. And I definitely think it's from Hyperborea. I think that the Hyperborean people, that they were the ones that picked the animal avatars. I'm pretty certain of it. So with that, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Sacred Enzyme. Bye-bye.